Andrew Austin Luck, born September 12, 1989, is a former American football quarterback who played all 7 years of his professional career with the Indianapolis Colts of the National Football League, the NFL. Luck played college football for the Stanford Cardinal, where he won the Maxwell Award and Walter Camp Award as college football's Player of the Year and was twice recognized as an All-American. He was the runner-up for the Heisman Trophy in both 2010 and 2011 and was named the Offensive Player of the Year in the Pac-12 Conference in both 2010 and 2011. CBS Sports draft analyst Rob Rang called Luck the best prospect he had ever scouted, while the Kansas City Star put him in line with LeBron James and Bryce Harper as the most hyped amateurs in recent sports memory. Although widely projected as the first overall selection in the 2011 NFL Draft, Luck decided to return to Stanford for his redshirt junior season. A year later, he was selected first overall in the 2012 NFL Draft. In his first 3 professional seasons, Luck led the Colts to 3 playoff appearances, including 2 AFC South Division titles in 2013 and 2014, also earning a Pro Bowl selection in each season. In the 2013-14 NFL playoffs, he led the Colts to the second largest playoff comeback in NFL history over the Kansas City Chiefs. Primarily known for his passing, Luck also established himself as a mobile threat. During the 2016 season, Luck suffered an injury to his throwing shoulder but continued to play. That off-season, he had surgery on the shoulder, forcing him to miss the entire 2017 season. The next year, he returned to playing, finished second in the league in touchdown passes and setting career highs in several categories, as well as leading the Colts to 10 wins and their first playoff appearance since 2014. For his play, he was voted to the 4th Pro Bowl of his career and was named the Comeback Player of the Year. Despite his success, Luck retired prior to the 2019 season, citing issues with injuries he sustained during his career. Due to retiring at the age of 29, Luck is considered by some to be among the best professional athletes to end their career during their prime. Luck was born in Washington, D.C. to Oliver Luck, current commissioner of the XFL 2020, former executive vice president for regulatory affairs at the NCAA, former quarterback, as well as athletic director at West Virginia University, and former NFL quarterback for the Houston Oilers, and Kathy Wilson Luck. Oliver Luck was general manager of 2 World League of American football teams before becoming president of the league. So Andrew spent his early childhood in London and Frankfurt, Germany, where he attended Frankfurt International School. He is the oldest of 4 children, including sisters Mary Ellen and Emily and brother Addison. Mary Ellen is a Stanford graduate who played volleyball there. Emily is a current Stanford student, and Addison lived in Morgantown, West Virginia, before their father's job took him to the Indianapolis area. In London, Andrew attended the American School in London. As a result of his childhood in London, he is a fan of soccer. Although supporters of London clubs Arsenal and Tottenham have reached out to him believing he was a fellow fan, Luck said, "I try to support as many of the American fellows playing in the Premier League as possible." Luck said, "The Houston Dynamo was the, quote, #1 team in my heart," end quote, because his father was the club's founding president and general manager. The Lucks returned to Texas when Oliver Luck was named CEO of the Harris County Houston Sports Authority. In Houston, Andrew attended Stratford High School, where he threw for 7,139 yards and 53 touchdowns in his high school career, and rushed for another 2,085 yards. Luck was also co-valedictorian of his graduating class in 2008. Regarded as a 4-star recruit by Rivals.com, Luck was listed as the number 4 pro-style quarterback in the class of 2008. He played in the 2008 U.S. Army All-American Bowl. A highly rated high school recruiting target, he chose Stanford over offers from Northwestern, Oklahoma State, Purdue, Rice, and Virginia, after being recruited by Stanford head coach Jim Harbaugh. After accepting an athletic scholarship to attend Stanford University, Luck played for Coach Jim Harbaugh and Coach David Shaw's Cardinal teams from 2008 to 2011. After redshirting during his freshman year in 2008, he earned the starting quarterback job in 2009 over the returning starter Tavita Pritchard, thereby becoming the first Stanford freshman to earn the starting quarterback job since Chad Hutchinson in 1996. In his first season, Luck led the Cardinal to victories over top 10 Oregon and USC teams and a berth in the 2009 Sun Bowl. Playing in a run-oriented offense, featuring Heisman Trophy runner-up Toby Gerhart, Luck threw for 2,575 yards. Luck had 2,929 yards of total offense, the fifth highest total in Stanford history. He led the Pac-10 in pass efficiency rating with a rating of 143.5 and finished second in the Pac-10 in total offense. Luck injured a finger on his throwing hand in the Cardinals' final regular season game against Notre Dame. He had surgery prior to the Sun Bowl and did not play in the game. In 2010, Luck emerged as one of the top players in the nation. Luck was named the Pac-10 Offensive Player of the Year and was unanimously selected to the All-Pac-10 first team. Luck led Stanford to a 12-1 record, a number 4 ranking in the final AP poll, and a victory in the Orange Bowl. Luck was named the Orange Bowl MVP after throwing 4 touchdown passes in Stanford's 40-12 win over Virginia Tech. Luck led the Pac-10 in pass efficiency for the second straight year with a quarterback rating of 170.2. He also led the conference in total offense with 3,791 yards and in touchdown passes with 32. Luck rushed for 453 yards, a record for Stanford quarterbacks, with 3 runs of over 50 yards. Luck's 32 touchdown passes are a new Stanford record, breaking the old record of 27, held by John Elway and Steve Stenstrom. Luck's 3,791 yards of total offense are also a school record, breaking the old record of 3,398 yards held by Stenstrom. Luck also set new Stanford single-season records for completion percentage, 70.7%, and pass efficiency rating, 170.2. He won the Pac-10 Offensive Player of the Week award for his performances against Arizona and California. Luck finished the 2010 season with 2 years of college eligibility remaining. He was eligible to declare for the 2011 NFL Draft, but announced on January 6, 2011, that he would remain at Stanford to complete his degree. He was viewed by many TV sportscasters and ESPN writers as the top pro quarterback prospect in college football. In December 2010, Sporting News projected Luck as the number 1 selection in the 2011 NFL Draft had he entered. In 2011, Luck led Stanford to a record of 11-2, a berth in a BCS Bowl, the 2012 Fiesta Bowl against Oklahoma State, and a number 7 ranking in the final AP poll. He won the Maxwell Award and the Walter Camp Player of the Year Award. He was the runner-up for the Heisman Trophy for the second consecutive year, becoming the 4th player to finish second in the Heisman voting twice. He was named a first-team All-America, AFCA, Walter Camp, ESPN.com, Pro Football Weekly. He was the Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Year, becoming only the 5th player to win that award twice, after John Elway, Charles White, Reggie Bush, and Reuben Mays. He was named first-team All-Pac-12 for the second straight year. Luck set a new Stanford record for career touchdown passes with 82, breaking John Elway's record of 77. Luck also set a new school record for touchdown passes in a season with 37, breaking his own record of 32. Luck set another school record for career total offense with 10,387 yards, breaking Steve Stenstrom's mark of 9,825 yards. Luck became Stanford's all-time leader in wins by a starting quarterback, with 31 wins through the end of the regular season. Luck also became Stanford's all-time leader in winning percentage by a starting quarterback, with a winning percentage of .816, 31-7. Luck broke the Pac-12 records for career passing efficiency rating, 162.8, and career completion percentage, 67.0%. He also broke his own Pac-12 record for highest completion percentage percentage in a season, 71.3%. Luck was named Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Week for his performance against Washington State. He earned the 2011 Academic All-America of the Year award. In September 2010, before Luck's sophomore season, Sports Illustrated's Tony Pauline considered him the most NFL-ready of all the draft-eligible quarterback prospects. After a stellar sophomore year, Luck was widely projected to be the number one pick in the 2011 NFL Draft, but decided to return for his junior year. In May 2011, he was unanimously projected as the top prospect for the 2012 NFL Draft. By mid-season, Pauline described him as the best quarterback since Peyton Manning in 1998, while ESPN's Mel Kiper Jr. went even further, calling Luck the best quarterback prospect since John Elway in 1983. Despite Robert Griffin III's impressive Heisman Trophy winning season, Luck's status as the number one overall draft prospect was never questioned. Throughout the 2011 NFL season, some fans called for their teams to try to lose their remaining games, or, quote, suck for luck, end quote, in order to improve their chances at the first pick in the draft. By mid-season, the Miami Dolphins were believed to be the frontrunners for the number one pick and drew criticism from their former franchise quarterback Dan Marino. The Indianapolis Colts, who were without starting quarterback Peyton Manning, won the Luck sweepstakes with a 2-14 record. Ending speculations on April 24th, Colts general manager Ryan Grigson announced the team would take Luck with their first overall draft pick. The decision became official on draft day, April 26, 2012. Luck was the fourth Stanford quarterback to be selected first overall, after Bobby Garrett in 1954, Jim Plunkett in 1971, and Elway in 1983. Luck was the second Stanford quarterback to be taken first overall by the Colts after Elway. On July 19, 2012, Luck signed a 4-year contract with the Indianapolis Colts worth $22 million. The deal made Luck the fourth starting quarterback for the Colts in the past 2 NFL seasons, following Kerry Collins, Curtis Painter, and Dan Orlovsky. In his debut, a preseason game against the St. Louis Rams, Luck's first pass was a 63-yard touchdown to running back Donald Brown. He also threw a touchdown pass to receiver Austin Collie. In his second preseason game, a 26-24 loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers, Luck played the first half and ran for 1 touchdown with 2 interceptions. In his regular season debut, Luck threw his first career interception to Chicago Bears cornerback Tim Jennings and his first career touchdown pass to Donnie Avery. Ultimately, Luck completed 23 of 45 passes for 309 yards, a touchdown, and 3 interceptions as the Colts lost 41-21. The next week, against the Minnesota Vikings, Luck threw for 224 yards and 2 touchdowns with no interceptions. He got his first career win and did it by completing the first game-winning drive of his professional career. Before a Week 5 showdown with the Green Bay Packers and reigning MVP Aaron Rodgers, Colts head coach Chuck Pagano was diagnosed with leukemia and had to take a leave of absence. Rallying the team for their coach, a movement that became known as Chuck Strong, Luck completed his second career game-winning drive by throwing a touchdown to Reggie Wayne with 35 seconds left to pull off a stunning upset. Luck's then career-best 362-yard passing effort set a new rookie quarterback mark in Colts franchise history. The 18-point comeback also was the best by a rookie quarterback since Matthew Stafford, the first pick in the 2009 NFL Draft, led a 21-point rally for the Lions against the Browns in 2009. Luck completed 31 of 55 for 362 yards and 3 total touchdowns, 2 passing, 1 rushing. Luck won his first career road and overtime game during a Week 8 game against the division rival Tennessee Titans. A touchdown pass to running back Vic Ballard on the first drive of overtime gave the Colts a 19-13 victory. In a Week 9 win against the Miami Dolphins, Luck threw for 433 yards. A new record for most yards in a game by a rookie quarterback, surpassing Cam Newton's 432 against the Green Bay Packers in 2011. He later sent his jersey from the Dolphins game to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Through Week 9, Luck had thrown for the same number of yards as his predecessor, Peyton Manning. In Week 13 against the Detroit Lions, Luck and the Colts were trailing 33-21 with 2 minutes and 39 seconds left. After throwing a touchdown to fellow rookie Levon Brazel, Luck and the Colts were able to get the ball back and get to the Lions' 14-yard line, facing a 4th down with 7 seconds left. Luck then threw a screen pass to Donnie Avery, who got free and ran in for the winning score, a big moment in Luck's early career. The win gave Luck his 8th of the season, the most wins by a rookie quarterback drafted first overall in NFL history, as well as his 5th game-winning drive on the season, tying Vince Young and Ben Roethlisberger for the most by a rookie quarterback. Starting every game, Luck led the Colts to 11 wins, a record for rookie quarterbacks drafted first overall, where the previous record was 8, and reached the playoffs with a team that had gone 2-14 the year before. Playing against the Kansas City Chiefs on December 23, 2012, Luck broke the record for most passing yards in a season by a rookie, throwing 205 to bring his season total to 4,183. Cam Newton held the previous record with 4,051 yards. In 2013, Luck was reunited with offensive coordinator Pep Hamilton, who was his offensive coordinator and quarterback coach at Stanford. In Week 1 against the Oakland Raiders, Luck capped off another comeback win by scoring a 20-yard rushing touchdown in a 21-17 win. After a Week 2 loss to the Miami Dolphins, Luck defeated his former Stanford coach Jim Harbaugh in a 27-7 win against the San Francisco 49ers in Week 3. After falling behind early to the Jacksonville Jaguars in Week 4, Luck and the Colts scored 37 unanswered points to win 37-3. The win gave Luck a 14-6 record through his first 20 games, tying him with John Elway for the best record through 20 games for a quarterback selected first overall. On October 6th, he led the Colts to a 34-28 win over the then undefeated Seattle Seahawks in his first game against fellow sophomore quarterback Russell Wilson. Luck also recorded his 9th career fourth-quarter comeback in the win, handing Seattle their first regular season loss since November 25, 2012. The Colts traveled to San Diego to face the Chargers for a Week 6 Monday Night Football match, the first of Luck's career. Indianapolis was dominated in time of possession and lost 19-9. In Week 7, Peyton Manning made his return to Lucas Oil Stadium to play Luck on NBC Sunday Night Football. The Colts led at halftime 26-14 and survived a near comeback by the previously undefeated Denver Broncos to win 39-33, going into a bye week. The win also snapped Denver's 17-game regular season winning streak. Luck won his second AFC Offensive Player of the Week for his performance against the Broncos, going 21 of 38 for 228 yards, with 3 touchdown passes, 1 rushing touchdown, and no interceptions. After a Week 8 bye, Luck engineered his 10th career fourth-quarter comeback, scoring 15 points in the quarter to defeat the Houston Texans 27-24. He threw 3 touchdown passes, all to fellow sophomore Colt T.Y. Hilton, and finished with 271 yards passing with no interceptions. In Week 14 of the season, the Colts won their first division championship under Luck and were the first team to clinch their division that season. The next week, Luck threw for 2 touchdowns in a 25-3 victory over the Houston Texans in their second divisional matchup. In a Week 16 matchup against the Kansas City Chiefs, Luck threw for 241 yards and 1 touchdown to lead the Colts to a 23-7 victory. In doing so, he passed Peyton Manning for second place for quarterback passing yards through 2 seasons, with 7,914. Manning had 7,874 in his first 2 seasons. In Week 17, Luck broke Cam Newton's record for yards passing in the first 2 seasons of a career, with 8,196 yards. Newton had 7,920 yards in a win against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Luck played his first career home playoff game on January 4, 2014, against the 5th-seeded Kansas City Chiefs in the wild card round. After the Colts fell back by 28 points, he led a historic comeback, capping the game with a 64-yard touchdown pass to T.Y. Hilton to take the lead for the first time, 45-44. The Colts defense would then deny Alex Smith a chance to get Kansas City within field goal range to end the game. Luck completed 29 passes for 433 yards and 4 touchdowns, in addition to recovering a fumble for a key touchdown, to record the second biggest comeback in NFL playoff history and the largest comeback to end in regulation. This game was ranked number 1 on NFL.com's top games of 2013. The Colts lost to the New England Patriots 43-22 in the divisional playoff round of the playoffs the following week. Luck threw for 331 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. Luck was named to his second Pro Bowl on January 19, 2014, replacing Russell Wilson due to Wilson's participation in Super Bowl 48. He went on to be taken first overall by Deion Sanders. Opening the season with his second game against his predecessor Peyton Manning, Luck passed for 370 yards and 2 touchdowns, with 2 interceptions. After rallying from a 24-0 deficit following halftime, the Colts fell short of the comeback and lost to the Denver Broncos 31-24. In a Week 2 loss against the Philadelphia Eagles, Luck threw for 3 touchdowns, passing Jim Harbaugh for 4th on the Colts' all-time list. Looking to avoid losing 3 consecutive games for the first time in his career, Luck completed 31 of 39 passes for 370 yards and 4 touchdowns against the Jacksonville Jaguars to win 44-17 in Week 3. He was named the AFC Offensive Player of the Week for his performance, the 3rd time he has won the award. In a Week 4 win against the Tennessee Titans, Luck became the first quarterback in NFL history to throw for 370 yards or more, 4 touchdowns, and have a completion percentage 70% or above in consecutive games. He would continue his winning ways in Week 5 against the Baltimore Ravens, throwing 312 yards with a touchdown pass, as well as 1 rushing touchdown to win 20-13. Luck would record his 4th consecutive 300-yard game on Thursday Night Football against the Houston Texans. Indianapolis jumped out to a 24-0 lead after 1 quarter and would hold on to beat the Texans 33-28. Through Week 6, Luck had thrown for 1,987 yards and 17 touchdowns, leading the league in both and establishing career highs through 6 games. Luck continued his excellent play in Week 7 against the Cincinnati Bengals, passing for over 300 yards for the 5th consecutive game, tying the Colts record set by Peyton Manning. He would finish the day with 344 passing yards and 2 touchdowns as Indianapolis defeated the Bengals 27-0. The shutout victory was the first for Indianapolis since a 23-0 win over the Tennessee Titans in December 2008. Luck broke his single-season touchdown mark in the Colts' Week 9 game against the New York Giants, throwing 4 to bring his total to 26. He also became the first quarterback in 2014 to reach 3,000 passing yards. In Week 13, Luck threw a career-high 5 touchdown passes in a 49-27 win over the Washington Redskins. In addition, he also became the first quarterback to reach 4,000 passing yards in 2014. On December 4th, Luck was named the AFC Offensive Player of the Month for November. In the month, Luck passed for 1,280 yards, 12 touchdowns, and had a quarterback rating of 112.0. Entering a Week 14 matchup with the Cleveland Browns, Luck needed only 81 yards to surpass Peyton Manning for the most passing yards by a quarterback in their first 3 seasons. Luck passed for 294 yards to take the record and engineered a 4th quarter comeback by throwing a 1-yard touchdown pass to T.Y. Hilton to win the game 25-24. After a Week 15 win against the Texans, Luck successfully led the Colts to the playoffs for the 3rd straight year. Along with the division title, Luck also earned his 3rd straight Pro Bowl berth. In Week 17, Luck broke Peyton Manning's franchise record for passing yards in a single season. In addition, he became the 8th quarterback in NFL history to throw for 40 or more touchdowns in a single season. In the Colts' wild card round game against the Cincinnati Bengals, Luck completed 31 of 44 passes for 376 yards and 1 touchdown, leading the team to a 26-10 victory. He then went on to complete 27 of 43 passes and throw for 265 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions in a 24-13 Indianapolis victory over the Denver Broncos in the AFC divisional round. In the AFC Championship, Luck and the Colts fell to the New England Patriots, 45-7. Luck was also the league's leader in passing touchdowns for the first time in his career. In the Pro Bowl, Luck was Team Carter's starting quarterback. In the game, he completed 9 out of 10 passes, with 119 yards and 2 touchdowns. On April 9th, the Colts announced they had picked up the 5th-year option on Luck's contract, which will pay him a guaranteed $16.55 million in 2016. In weeks 4 and 5, Luck missed the first 2 games of his career with an injured shoulder. Backup Matt Hasselbeck played in his place and led the team to a 16-13 overtime win over the Jacksonville Jaguars, followed by a 27-20 Thursday night football victory over the Houston Texans. Luck returned to the lineup on October 18th in a 34-27 loss to the New England Patriots. On November 2nd, Luck led the Colts back from a 17-point deficit in the fourth quarter to force overtime against the Carolina Panthers. But his 3rd interception of the game helped lead to the Panthers' 29-26 win. On November 10th, it was announced that Luck would miss 2 to 6 weeks with a lacerated kidney and a partially torn abdominal muscle suffered during the fourth quarter of the Colts' 27-24 win over the previously undefeated Denver Broncos 2 days prior. However, the recovery process took much longer than expected, and Luck did not return for the rest of the season. The Colts failed to make the playoffs for the first time with Luck, ending the season 8-8. He was ranked 92nd by his fellow players on the NFL Top 100 Players of 2016. On June 29th, the Colts announced Luck had signed a 6-year extension worth $140 million, with $87 million guaranteed, making him the highest-paid player in the league. In a 41-10 win over the New York Jets in Week 13, Luck passed for 278 yards and 4 touchdowns, which earned him the AFC Offensive Player of the Week award. In the 2016 season, Luck threw for 4,240 yards and 31 touchdowns, a career-high 63.5 completion percentage, despite missing 1 game due to a concussion. He was also ranked 51st by his peers on the NFL Top 100 Players of 2017. Shortly following the 2016 season, Luck underwent surgery to repair an issue with his right throwing shoulder that had been lingering since 2015. Following surgery on his shoulder during the offseason, Luck was held out of training camp and the preseason, and it was announced he was to miss regular season games. Scott Tolzien started for the season opener against the Los Angeles Rams, and the newly acquired Jacoby Brissett took over as the starter in Week 2 against the Arizona Cardinals. Following the Colts' Week 4 loss to the Seattle Seahawks, Colts general manager Chris Ballard stated that Luck would begin practicing but was not ready to fully return to the games. On November 2nd, the Colts placed Luck on injured reserve, meaning that he was ruled out for the 2017 season. On November 11th, it was revealed that Luck was traveling to Europe to seek additional treatment for his previously injured shoulder. After returning to the U.S., Luck was put through a throwing program. This led him to travel to Los Angeles to go through rehab with a throwing coach. Ballard stated on February 7, 2018, that Luck would not need an additional surgery. Luck started Week 1 on September 9, 2018, against the Cincinnati Bengals, his first game in 616 days. He had 319 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception, and set a career high in completions with 39, but the Colts lost 34-23. In Week 3 against the Philadelphia Eagles, with the Colts down 20-16 with seconds left in the game, Luck, who had thrown for just 164 yards in the game, was replaced by backup Jacoby Brissett to attempt a Hail Mary pass from his own 46-yard line. Brissett overthrew several players in the back of the end zone, and the Colts lost the game. The move was questioned by some journalists and fans, and led to some speculation about the health of Luck's shoulder, although head coach Frank Reich and Luck both said it was purely because Brissett had a stronger throwing arm. The following week against the Houston Texans, Luck threw for 4 touchdowns and career highs in completions, 40, attempts, 62, and yards, 464. He led the Colts back from down 28-10 in the third quarter, including a game-tying 2-point conversion with 51 seconds left. However, the team lost in overtime, 37-34, after Indianapolis failed to convert a 4th and 4 on their own 43. and the Texans kicked the game-winning field goal. In Week 5 on Thursday Night Football against the New England Patriots, he was 38 of 59 for 365 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions, as the Colts fell 38-24. Luck's 121 passing attempts in Weeks 4 and 5 were the most over a 2-game span in NFL history. In Week 6 against the New York Jets, he had 301 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions in the 42-34 loss. After the 1-5 start to the season, Luck and the Colts went on a 5-game winning streak. In Week 7, he passed for 156 yards and 4 touchdowns in a 37-5 victory over the Buffalo Bills. In the next 2 games, victories over the Oakland Raiders and Jacksonville Jaguars, he passed for 3 touchdowns in both games. In Week 11, Luck completed 23 of 29 passes for 297 yards and 3 touchdowns, posting a 143.8 passer rating in a 38-10 win over the Titans, earning him AFC Offensive Player of the Week. In a Week 12, 27-24 victory over the Miami Dolphins, Luck had his 8th consecutive game with at least 3 passing touchdowns. In Week 16, Luck led a double-digit comeback against the New York Giants, the 21st fourth-quarter comeback of his career, throwing a go-ahead score to Chester Rogers with 55 seconds left and winning 28-27. The win put the Colts in position for a chance to earn a wild card playoff berth the following week in their matchup with the Titans. Luck also set a new in single-season completions in the game, passing his previous mark of 380 in 2014. The Colts defeated the Titans, earning a wild card berth and, in the season, winning 9 of 10 games. Luck finished his first season back from injury with 4,593 passing yards, 39 touchdowns, and 15 interceptions. Luck and the Colts upset the AFC South Division champion Houston Texans in the wildcard round by a score of 21-7. In the victory, Luck passed for 222 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. In the divisional round, the Colts faced off against the AFC West champion Kansas City Chiefs. Luck passed for 203 yards and 1 touchdown, but the Colts fell to the Chiefs by a score of 31-13. At the completion of the season, Luck was named to the 4th Pro Bowl of his career, as well as being given the National Football League Comeback Player of the Year award by the Pro Football Writers Association. On August 24, 2019, after 7 seasons and at the age of 29, Luck announced his retirement. At a press conference, he cited his recurrent cycle of injuries and rehabilitation as the primary reason.
I've been stuck in this process. I haven't been able to live the life I want to live. It's taken my joy of this game away, and the only way forward for me is to remove myself from football. This is not an easy decision. Honestly, it's the hardest decision of my life, but it is the right decision for me.
Due to retiring at the age of 29, Luck is considered by some to be among the best professional athletes to end their career during their prime. In March 2012, Nike Incorporated signed Luck to its roster of athletes. In September 2013, Luck became a partner and investor in Body Armor Superdrink. On June 17, 2012, Luck graduated from Stanford with a bachelor's degree in architectural design and received the Al Masters Award, an honor given to an athlete each year for the highest standards of athletic performance, leadership, and academic achievement. He has stated that his favorite musician is Bruce Springsteen. An avid reader, Luck has become known as the Colts' very own librarian, giving and suggesting books for his teammates. In 2012, he said his favorite book was Henri Charrier's Papillon, and he is a fan of Bernard Cornwell's historical fiction. On the field, Luck perplexes his opponents with comments that may or may not be trash talk. When he is knocked down, he is in the habit of congratulating his opponent on the hit. After a hit by linebacker Ryan Kerrigan that caused a fumble and sent Luck scrambling for the ball, he was not able to congratulate Kerrigan right away and had to wait until later in the game to tell Kerrigan how great he was doing. Kerrigan's reaction was later captured, quote, "You want to say thank you, but then you say, wait a second, I'm not supposed to like you," end quote. On March 31st, 2019, Luck married longtime girlfriend Nicole Pechanek. He announced on June 14th, 2019, that they are expecting their first child. In 2013, Luck appeared on the comedy series Parks and Recreation as himself, alongside teammates Reggie Wayne, Anthony Costanzo, Robert Mathis, and Adam Vinatieri during the show's 5th season. Since 2015, Luck has been the subject of a parody Twitter account under the name Captain Andrew Luck. The tweets report on Luck's career using the language of an American Civil War soldier writing back home to his family.